but ethically shit seems to be the where the world is right now, man. I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, as we keep creeping towards the Jewish New Year, it's like, which I think could well be a flashpoint. I've been hoping for a long time. Like, honestly, I'm hoping for the apocalypse over life continuing as it is. I mean, man, if like, honestly, if we reach the new year and nothing's changed, I'm going to be severely black-pilled, right? Severely black-pilled. Like I was last New Year, quite frankly. Like, by the time I came out of that, I was like, forget it, right? I don't know, I'm coming out of this one, right? Because, like, I don't know, we live in a world of absolute darkness here. So here's a great example of it. My man, Vivek Ramaswamy, right, was on, he goes everywhere. He was on the Bill Maher podcast. And Bill Maher, like, it shows you where we are as a society, where we have a major section of of the world who is living in complete delusion, right? Okay, you basically got these things. You got three ways you can think anything is true, right? You have faith. By the way, look at this, okay? I have to have I cut my thumb on Friday, right? To add to my woes, right? This is my bloody scrolling thumb. I lay in bed scrolling, and I'm in bed more often now. I lay in bed scrolling, right? And that doesn't work. That's like been a pain in the ass. Oh, my life is a living hell, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know. I want to let you know. Life is a living hell. Anyway, you have three ways. You can think something's real, in my opinion, right? You have faith, you have belief, and you have knowledge. You have knowledge where you have cast iron, experiential, first-hand knowledge, evidence that what you think is real, right? I think I have four fingers and a thumb, right? Because I can see them with my eyes. First-hand experiential knowledge. I also think the world's round because I believe the conspiracies that for it to be flat would be unwieldable. However, I think this conspiracy to steal election totally feasible now, right? My lived experience. So you have faith, you have knowledge, you have belief. Your belief is where you have circumstantial evidence. That's where we get in trouble. And we have faith, right? Where you don't need any evidence at all. You just know it, right? You just believe it, right? So the trouble is we have people who think themselves intellectually superior, not understanding that their faith, they confuse their faith for knowledge. So this was really demonstrated on this. I'm going to show you a little clip on this podcast. Where is it? Oh, wrong thing. Hang on. Video file. Where is it? Fine. I got to find the right bit. When he's with Bill Maher, right? And they're talking about the 2020 election, right? And he won't let Vivek speak unless he says what he wants him to say. Right? Where is it?
Sharing polling data with a guy in the GRE.
But you know who else was involved with Russia? Was the Hillary Clinton campaign.
That's ridiculous.
It was
yeah, he's still on Russian conspiracy, collusion.
Which, I mean, you could argue this in multiple ways, Bill.
Well, what I'm arguing is this.
You could say that actually is part of the corruption that led to
yeah, he's still on that Trump-Russia investigation was completely founded, right? And came up, dude. If the Trump-Russia investigation came up with anything, Trump would have been impeached. He was impeached. He would have been thrown in jail, right? He probably would have been executed. They could have found something. They would have. So, where is this bit? Is it before or after this? I don't know.
Back office functions. 15,000 of them are frontline agents. These are good people.
So he's talking about getting rid of the FBI, and Bill Maher's like, well, there's the
trouble. So I say chop it.
Bill Maher's living in another universe. He's living in another time. Like, Vivek talks about this a little bit, about how the demarcation between Republican and Democrat is meaningless. And Bill Maher keeps saying, a Republican senator, a Republican judge, Trump appointed. We don't care. It doesn't mean anything, right? It's proved to be nonsense.
Or the Texas Rangers are going to handle that one. That's ridiculous.
It was via who's the British guy, Christopher Steele, with the Russian disinformation operative, getting the golden shower story on planted down, all used as opposition party research
that's a red
to get
herring.
a FISA.
How was it a red herring?
I'm saying both parties. Politics apparently is far dirtier.
Here, one sec. It's a little bit after this.
Oh,
that's not brave. That's how Trump got elected.
Community that says, wait a minute,
a little bit after
manager is younger than me. Going to talk about the way I've built my companies. So for the federal government, when I think about my cabinet,
have some older
we're going to do
people.
the same with this.
Did Biden win the amount of?
Yeah, did Biden win? Yeah, listen, I want to be very clear. I think Joe Biden was inaugurated president, right? Did he win? Technically, did he get the most? Did he get the most votes? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But this is a matter of faith for him that it can't be possible. And anybody who thinks that, you just got to ignore it. Look, so watch him not let Vivek get a word out.
Electoral votes that they said he won and therefore is the legitimate president.
I think the reason he's legitimate.
Not the right answer.
No, the reason the election was rigged was big tech. That's really the answer, Bill. And I'm data driven.
It doesn't matter. Big tech is always it does matter.
Here's what matters.
But we can't.
Won't let him get his argument out, right? No. Me. Why? Because he's in a cult, right? I have a friend like this. Man, I would love to be able to bring her on this channel and say, look, have you noticed that you're not able to answer any question? You just scream me down. Like, that's why I don't talk to her about politics so much. She knows like she's in a tiny minority in my community. But like I'm not mad at her. I feel bad for her. like her. I think Bill Maher's an intelligent person. I think, my neighbor, I think she's a very intelligent person, very educated. They cannot get away from their idolatry that the rules of the old world are inviolate. No, they are inviolate. They're completely meaningless now. And I think essentially the news media exists to pacify people like Bill Maher. To make them go, like my brother-in-law was here, lovely, came out for my son's engagement. And when we were talking one time, he says, the trouble is people only have like a 2-second memory nowadays. I'm like, well, I thought to myself, I don't want to slap people in the face with this. I'm like, to have your politics, right? To have your political worldview, you cannot have any memory or and you will not allow any questioning.
At the moment, it's happened.
I accept Biden's the duly elected president of the United States. I said it at the time, and I said it now.
Everybody does bad things during campaigns, including using big tech. What matters is then who got the most votes. We have to start with somewhere that's real. That's what's real. Who won those states that puts him in the White House? And you cannot just say to me, yes, Biden won the election. Because
I said that at the time.
Yeah, but no, now he's got to say, he won the election and he legitimately.
I said at the time, and I said
won the election. Because
Biden had the most votes in the election. Biden had the most votes.
Can't say those words. It's like you're a.
He just did. He literally just did. And Bill Maher's in freaking sight. And that's where I feel the world is, right? We live in a cloak of lies, like a cloak of deceit. And we really do. The world is just like so intently deceitful now. For me, it's just I can't stand it. It makes me miserable, makes me crazy. And there's so much evil being done about it. When's that movie Sound of Freedom coming out in the UK? But don't drive to it. Bloody hell! My God, Sound of Freedom international release dates. Let's have a look. Where we up to? Bahrain, blimey, Kuwait. You wouldn't have thought we'd go there. It's okay. We've got IMDb. 36 more. Oh, are we getting it in Israel yet? I better not. Bloody Israelis. They're like, BitTorrent, ma pitom. C'est tov ma'od. That's what it's like living in Israel. Mapiton means like, what's your problem? Tov Ma'od, it's very good. September 1st. That's like the best movie of the year, hands down, right? Like hands down. Certainly go and check that out. I really, really recommend it. Oh, yeah, we got some other countries. Still no Israel. Great. Still no Israel. Never mind. What can you do? I'll get it on download, I guess. Because I wanted to see it, and somebody sent me a screen of it. Wasn't a great copy. very, very engaging. But there's all this evil shit going down, right? I mean, it's and it just seems to be getting more. I mean, look, you've got mask mandates coming back now. I mean, really? We didn't have enough of that. I mean, I'm sure it's going to, if it comes to America, it's going to come to you too, right? So obviously this is to cement in mail-in voting in America. Come the 20, because that doesn't just help the I don't think anything's going to work though, right? I honestly do not think anything at all is going to work, right? But then again, I think the apocalypse is coming. So, that's as much as I know. But the apocalypse is here for London. I mean, like, what the hell? Firstly, what the hell's up with this? Sadiq Khan plunged into race route after his official website publishes pictures of white family and says they don't represent real Londoners. I mean, look, he's got a point, mate. But I didn't see anybody English last time I was in London, right? Which was a few years ago now. But it was crazy, right? It was completely. Sadiq Khan was plunged into a bit of row last night after his official website published a photograph of a young white family words doesn't represent real Londoners. Okay, the Labour London mayor faced calls to apologize. Did he apologize after the extraordinary message appeared in an official guide on how to portray the brand, of the mayor and the great? Yeah, I know that's the brand you want to portray, mate. I mean, like, why do you think there's hundreds and hundreds of like young, African Muslim men coming into England every day on these boats, right? It's to change the demographics, right? England is falling apart quickly, right? It's so you got this thing going on as well. Residents Furier's ULEZ cameras is erected in the middle of their quiet cul-de-sac, leaving them facing £12.50 charge simply for leaving their little road nobody knows around. So this is all around London. If you don't have the right car, right? If you don't have the right green car, which is anything but, right? Green cars are not green. For green cars, think they run on coal, right? That's essentially what they are. And then you got like the lithium for the batteries. They're not good news. They're not good news for the environment. Were they good news for China, right? And Afghanistan, where they get the raw materials from, and politicians who get paid off to force people to have to buy them, right? Headley Close has a row of garages on one end of the street, mainly used by van drivers, in a situation in the borough of Kensington, where the controversial ultra-low emission zone spread to on August 29. But the boundary anomaly means that when they exit the road onto Chessington Road, they will be in leafy Surrey, the borough of Epsom and Ewa. Okay. The border also sees part of A3 Kensington, a bypass of Surrey borough, cutting between low emissions bound. Yeah, this is bullshit to stop people driving cars, essentially, to make normal people's life miserable. Have you heard that song that's doing very well? What's it called again? Rich Man from Rich Man north of Richmond, right? Man, this is an anthem. Let me grab this. And I would recommend buying this song, right? Because this guy is totally independent. This is a cultural war win, a big cultural war win. And we need them, baby. Here's the thing. We're having so many cultural war wins right now. That's why I think the draconian lockdowns and things like that are being stepped up, because politics is downwind of culture, and they know they're losing their power, right? But here, let's play a bit of this song.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, over.
Like I'm not a great country western fan, but man, this is great.
Time hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away. Drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you.
This is an anthem, man. This is like an anthem for the forgotten people. And it's like they're not they're forgotten. People just don't care about them. Westworld season 3. Right, Westworld season 3 completely talks about this, right? Westworld season 3. Well, season 1 and 2 were basically, season 1 was about the journey of these robots to self-awareness. Westworld season 2 was their journey to some form of self-actualization and getting out beyond the confines of this part they lived in, right? Now, season 3, you get into the wider world. And the wider world, it is the dystopian future that we are heading to right now, right? Where people like this don't get a say. Doesn't matter what, there's it's not like there's freedom like they used to be. And these people are crushed, right? Crushed. The deplorables, right? They are being absolutely crushed. And they at one point, and so the whole thing is about them freeing humanity from this control. And eventually, and at one point, they talk to this super wealthy executive, and he tells you exactly how these wealthy people think, right? And they say, "Well, what can we do? We can't kill you." Talking about normal people, right? We have to do something for you. We just have to control you totally. No. You're not so smart, mate. That's the point. You're not so smart.
Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just want to have total control.
Yeah, rich men are north of Richmond. That's Washington.
Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do.
That's the thing. They just don't think you're relevant. They don't think you know, and they look down on you in every way. That's why they hate Trump, right? That's why they hate Trump. It's 100% why they hate Trump, and that's why you have stuff like this going down. So I very much support civil disobedience. Is this the one? Hang on. Where are we up to? Civil disobedience, much like, I think this is the one. Much like this. Yeah, so people are just cutting down this camera. Good for you. Like all through London. If you have a car that's not new enough. They want to make a what's the word called? A utopian dystopia. Now, will these people not be tried in any way or face any consequences like the Just Stop Oil people? Probably not. Yeah, good for him. Good for him. Fight the bloody power, right? But the disdain that they have for people like us is shocking, right? Just shocking me here. But we see it, very clearly. This is Joe Biden arriving in Hawaii eventually, right? Man, this is... Yeah, look, what greater proof that the elections are not real and easily stolen than the next couple of videos we're going to watch.
Wow, he's finally here. Wow, yeah. Awesome. Yeah, thanks for nothing. Fuck you. Hey, right here. Hey, fuck you, Joe Biden. Fuck you.
So they met him with a rousing chant of "Let's go, Brandon." And look, but weirdly, when you see Joe Biden in action, why would anybody not like him, right? This is okay.
Want to compare difficulties, but we have a little sense, Jill and I.
You have no sense, you cunt, okay? You have zero sense. The whole fucking town burnt down, you cunt. There's still 1,000 people missing. Oh, we have a little sense. Really? One time on Epstein Island, I wanted to rape a child, and he didn't smile. So it was very hard.
What it's like to lose a home. Years ago, now 15
You're going to find out what it's like to lose a home in 2024, mate.
years ago, I was in Washington doing Meet the Press. It was a sunny Sunday, and lightning struck at home.
That guy with the guitar or the banjo, like the guy with the banjo, looks like he's about to clock him in the bloody head. He's like, mate, I'm going to get shit from my wife when I get home for not clocking him in the head with my banjo. I'll go to jail, but I know I'm going to get shit from my wife.
On a little lake, it's outside of our home, not a lake, a big pond, and hit a wire and came up underneath our home into the heating ducts, the air conditioning duct. To make a long story
Heating, air conditioning, same bloody thing.
short, almost lost my wife, my 67 Corvette.
I almost lost my wife and my 67 Corvette. Like, nobody gives a shit. I mean, the Corvette you stored all your legal documents by. Oh, yeah, that one.
And my cat. But all kidding aside, I watched the firefighters, the way they responded.
Oh, really? We didn't, because there was no firefighter to respond because they were all in flames.
You know, there's an old expression. I grew up right across the street from a fire hall in Claymont, Delaware. And the expression is,
how the fuck can this guy win an election without it being rigged? I mean, like, what greater proof do you need that the election is rigged? That's this! Ah!
God made man, then he made a few firefighters. You're all crazy, thank God. The only people who run into flames to help other people. And they ran into flames to save my wife and save my family.
Never fucking happened, you lying cunt.
Not a joke.
No
Smoke.
joke. Just a lie. Oh, I pooped my pants.
And the firefighters here can tell you sometimes smoke is so thick from the windows
Like you.
out, it was that thick inside the home. And we were...
No, really? These people were just in a massive fire. They know what fire looks like, you moron cunt.
We were insured. We did not have any problem. But being out of our home for a better part of a year was difficult. I
Oh, really? How many homes do you have? Oh, 17.
can only imagine what it's like to lose your home.
Yeah, you could only imagine because it's never happened, right? It's like, I don't know. But still, again, because people like Bill Maher, their brain can't comprehend that Joe Biden isn't on the level in every way, shape, and form, right? And Trump, they have this insane religious conviction. Trump was evil and Trump was the worst ever, even though, he clearly was vastly superior to everybody else, right? I mean, just going by the metrics. So anyway, watch this a couple of clips of CNN when they find out the indictments aren't doing a damn thing.
Is even larger. So these are 3 polls that were out over the last week. Look at these leads for Donald Trump. He's at 62% the CBS News YouGov poll, 57% in Quinnipiac University, 53% in the Fox News poll. Look at where DeSantis is in all these polls. Look how far back he is. He doesn't crack 20% in any of them. So in Iowa, you have that 20-plus get lead for Donald Trump. That's actually smart.
And so, like, here's the incredible thing. Again, I tried to say to my neighbor, that Trump supporters think that you're in a cult. They're like, yes, of course they're in a cult. No, they think you're in a cult. That was literally what? I mean, she just can't connect, right? Because their faith, their deep, abiding faith is that they're right. And they're not, right? It's just, again, same thing by synagogue, right? The right thing to do normally is to not call out your rabbi and say, you should be a good person. You're doing something wrong, right? That's the right thing to normally do. except when a rabbi does something wrong. None of them could think about, and like, again, expressly, explicitly, openly, public, more so than Biden, right? Publicly desecrated Jewish law, right? Publicly. All of them were like, just sat there, slack-jawed, silent, as flies fell off their idiot faces. Like, literally everybody, right? There's one guy, right? One really, really, I think, stand-up guy. And it's funny I say stand-up. He's in a wheelchair. Got injured in the military, right? And tell you, that guy in a wheelchair who can't walk has more of a backbone than the entire rest of my town put together, who was like not on board with this.
Taller than the lead we see nationally, where we see these leads of 35, 40, near 50 points in this particular case. Of course, the primary is one thing. If Trump wins the primary, can he go on and win the general election? And we've had 3 polls that have come out over the last week here. And I want you to take a look at how close this.
And they can't understand it because they don't realize that they will not let anybody say anything that they can't cope with, right? They don't know that is going on in their heads, right? You can't get them to calm down long enough to talk to them. It's bizarroville.
Race is at this particular point. Granted, the general election is over a year away.
Yeah, and a year away, things are going to be a million times worse then, right? Whatever they do, I don't think he's got a chance.
The largest lead for Joe Biden is just 3 points within the margin of error. No.
Well, that's why the mask mandates are coming back.
Clear leader. Look at these. 1 point, 1 point. If you go back at where we were at this point 4 years ago, Joe Biden's lead was high single digits to low double digits. This is significantly closer than where we were 4 years ago. So this idea that Donald Trump can't win the general...
And if these polls are showing they're like 1 or 2 points behind, Trump's 1 or 2 points behind, he's about 4 or 5 points ahead. And they know. And that's now.
Election, I want you to lose that idea. This race is very, very close. And Donald Trump is polling better right now than basically at any point during the entire 2020 cycle.
After 4 indictments.
After 4 indictments. It just doesn't really seem to matter.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I understand it doesn't. And that's why they got to put him in jail, right? That's why they have to put him in jail.
Thank you. Thank you.
So here, you see them like Jim Acosta. Well, is he pissing his pants or is he going, thank God my job is saved? 4 more years, baby. 4 more years.
It's even larger. So these are 3 polls that were out over the last.
Here is it. I call this clip Trump saves CNN again.
It was a 2-point race in February. Look where it is now. It's a 1-point race. That's well within the margin of error. But take away one thing from this and one thing only if you take away only one thing. And that is, I think there are a lot of Democrats who simply can't believe that Donald Trump can be elected president again. The polling indicates that Trump is, in fact, in a stronger position at this point than he was during the entire 2020 campaign, according to the national polls. If we had state-level polling, I wouldn't even be surprised if Trump were ahead in the swing states that are most important, Jim.
Right, and when the race is that close, it comes down to the Electoral College, and who knows what happens with that. We don't even have those kinds of numbers just yet, but from a national standpoint, you're absolutely right. It is remarkable where Trump stands right now when it comes to the rest of this field and with general election voters. Harry Ensign, as always, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Be sure to check out Harry's podcast, Margins of Error. You can find it.
There you go. We should get to the chat. Wait, there's one more clip that I really like, but do I not have it anymore? I got a clip from Basil Brush. Oh, I didn't save it. That was dumb of me. Right. Wait, you saw like a bunch of here, this is it. And then we will get to the chat. This is normies talking about like and I guarantee you, right? I guarantee you that most of these people were well on board of voting Biden in 2020. And honestly, I'm open to the idea that Biden won the 2020 election if they would in any way substantiate that. They're saying, shut up, idiot. One sec. Good. Here we go. Then we'll get the chat. Then we got a bunch of geeky stuff to get to. 1 second. Share screen. Video file. Doink.
Good thing Joe Biden's done while he's been president?
None.
Nah, you don't fuck with Biden?
He hasn't done anything good.
Make me laugh. Oh, he ain't did shit
good. No, ain't this shit for me.
No.
Okay. Again, not that these are voting, but like if these people aren't pro-Biden, forget it.
Can you tell me one good thing that Joe Biden's done while he's been president?
Nothing.
He added Kamala Harris as his vice president.
Nothing, definitely. Oh, fuck Biden. I don't even know what the fuck he's done, man.
Who are you voting for in 2024? If it was Trump or Biden, who would you pick?
There is like no question. Only Trump, no Biden.
Are you going to vote for him in 2024?
Nope, probably not.
First of all, I ain't really rocking with Biden like that. When the election was happening, my girlfriend told me if I voted for Trump, she was going to break up with me. And I ain't even vote. That's crazy. I ain't voting for Biden ass. What the fuck? Man, fuck Biden, man. That whole Ukraine, he need to stop it, because my pocket's hurting. Trump 2024 all day. I'm repping that. I'm going to get a tattoo. Trump gang, bro. Trump gang. Hey, look, Trump, you was the realest president we ever had. I'm letting you know.
That nigga bombed ISIS. That nigga really took that shit down. You already know. That nigga took down the leader. You already know. Yeah.
Not only that, nigga was in cahoots with Korea. Nigga was in cahoots with Russia. Stop playing. Nigga, sleep on Trump.
Yeah, so that's why they need to do all this stuff. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.